I am Conrad Hughes. I am the stuff man for Plam Productions.
And I'm Mike. I'm the editor, and I do other things as well.
What did you do on the film?
What did I do on the film? That's a good question. I co-wrote the film with Niall, and we got input from everybody else as well. I co-wrote the music. I directed 1 and a bit scenes, and I managed production.
That's a lot. I didn't do as much. I edited the film.
It took much longer than... The editing took at least as long as filming, if not longer.
It took a long time. So I did editing, I did sound poorly, and I also co-wrote the music with Conrad.
Yeah.
What about the others?
It was just us. No, it wasn't.
That's not true at all.
No, there was Niall, who directed and came up with the concept of the film.
Richard, what did Richard do?
Who...
basically... Richard Quiz.
Yeah. Do we have to refilm that?
No, Richard Quiz decide.
Quiz.
What did he do?
He was director of photography, so he filmed the entire thing and decided a lot of the shots, came up with... He arranged some beautiful shots.
He did.
And Adam starred in the film.
I don't care about the actors. I mean, what did the crew do?
Well, Adam was part of the crew as well.
Yeah.
But,
Just basic schlepping. He lifted things. He smiled.
He schlepped about and he looked pretty, and he came out with some funny lines. Yeah.
So there were other people apart from us.
Yeah.
Okay, Conrad, talk about something.
Talk about something, wow. Writing scripts is really hard, especially when you want to try and include a story, because it's quite difficult to actually write stories that are cohesive and make sense in some form.
And sometimes it's really hard to communicate what you think is a very clear vision onto screen.
Yeah, because you know what's in your head, and the paper does not know what's in your head, and the camera doesn't know what's in your head either. So.
Spoken like a true poet.
That's the plan.
Mike, talk about something.
Okay, I'll talk about ADR. What's ADR? ADR is automatic dialogue replacement, and in our film we used ADR to replace a lot of scenes that had horrible sound.
Even though they were boomed up and...
Yeah, we had this fantastic No, we didn't use this microphone. We had another microphone, and it was a pretty good one, and we used it as a boom mic, using proper boom mic techniques, but unfortunately a lot of our scenes, they were in really noisy environments, and while we did pick up the dialogue, we also picked up a lot of noise, and this rendered a lot of the scenes incomprehensible.
Very true.
What were the biggest problems in your respective jobs?
For me, the biggest problem was getting everybody together at the same time, in the same place, and then just trying to arrange schedules and seeing, where we're going to meet people who are helping with the film, who are cameoing, like the beautiful, wonderful, magnanimous Trent Sozer. It's just very difficult to try and get everybody all together at the same time.
But credit where credit's due, nobody got paid for this.
Yeah.
Nobody got any compensation apart from a beer here and there. But for the most part, we did get everybody together relatively on time.
Yeah, everybody put in a silly amount of work and effort for unpaid, and I think in the film you can see the dedication that everybody has.
Oh, wait a minute. I gotta talk about my respective problem?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. My respective problem, being the editor, this was my first time outside of doing ESL videos for kids, doing an actual drama, and I didn't direct the film. Niall and Conrad took care of that.
Was that difficult, not directing it?
Yeah, no, it was really fun to work with in my capacity. I think it was really cool. Nobody got precious about what their job was. But in previous experience, I have been in charge, and just like everybody else, I'm sure there were some things I would have done differently. But I was quite happy to work in my capacity. trying to stay true to the director's vision in the editing process without them being there every step of the way, and trying to not to make it your own thing, turn it into something else. I mean, there were many opportunities to do that, and trying to avoid that altogether and stay true to what Conrad and Niall had originally envisioned. That was my biggest problem.
I agree with every single editing decision you've made there. So,
that's
and going
really
from
nice.
the first draft edit to the final edit is completely different.
It's
film.
completely different, isn't it? Yeah.
It's the same scenes, but I don't really understand how that works. But yeah, it
That's
does.
the magic of movies. That's how it works.
Yes, magic.
If you could change anything, what would you change?
I would probably wouldn't change anything. Quite happy with it.
Yeah.
Oh god, you go first.
Okay, what would I change? Many things. I wish I'd taken the initiative to realize the potential sound problems we were going to have when we were filming. The first weekend we filmed the 2 weekends. The first weekend we filmed, the footage that we got was basically unusable, wasn't it?
Nice, yeah.
Oh, there were some beautiful shots and stuff, but the sound was atrocious. Especially in the bowling scene. I'm going to show you a little video later on about the problems we encountered there. So if I could change anything, I would have done the sound very differently.
I would have got a lot more scenes. It was only in the final scene of the day that we actually shot from 2 different angles using one camera. So we filmed the scene once and then filmed it again. That's the first scene with me and Adam. And,
There were only 2 shots, weren't there?
yeah, there's only 2 shots, but in all the others it's one, then it's different cutaways.
We had nothing, didn't we?
I'd love to do lots more cut-ins as well, but yeah, things like this that we just don't have.
Yeah, we don't want to play that this is our first film too much, do we? But this is our first film.
It's first film.
We didn't realize.
It does exist.
Don't you want to change? Is there anything about the script you want to change?
The script, there's a lot I'd change if I went back and wrote it, like, again, but then I'd go back and write it again and again and again. So there comes a point where you reach diminishing returns.
Yeah,
I think
when
we've
do
got
you
fairly
say
close
stop?
to
When do you say stop?
diminishing returns. Keeping the film under 10 minutes, we couldn't fit that much more in.
True, a lot does happen in
Yeah.
that 10 minutes.
This isn't that depth.
This isn't that in depth.
No, it's not that in depth, is it?
What's that?
Like, I think he was talking about, like, the actual making of.
Oh,
He was-
the making of?
Yeah, you're saying it's not in depth. Are we going to do anything about that?
Are we gonna? I doubt it, because
That's not
Probably-
true. That's not true because we recorded you other night talking about the script.
yes,
So you will be able to listen to that
if you want.
somewhere on the site if you want. It goes into a little more in depth about the script writing.
That's very true, but we could be losing people now, so, you know.
I know if you've hung on for this long. Awesome.
Good job.
What now?
Well, we're working on a new project, tentatively titled School Bus Yellow.
School Bus Yellow.
That's a working title. The script is entering the final revisions. We'll hopefully be having a read through of it next Saturday. Does that work for you?
That works great for me.
Cool. Read through of that, and then auditions hopefully the following weekend.
Would you say this is a much bigger project?
Yeah, it's going to run half an hour, 40 minutes long. We're looking at procuring some new equipment for it maybe. It's going to be probably 10 solid days of filming, if not more, and then editing, ADR, location scouting, got a lot to do.
Yeah, just on a whole, like the production is going to be a lot bigger than
Yeah.
first film.
Yeah.
But there's going to be lots of opportunity for other people to be involved.
Yeah.
If you're interested, how can people contact us?
They can contact us at Plam at plamproductions.com, or just get in contact with me, Mike, Niall, Adam, or Richard Chris.
Richard, please.
Well, goodbye.
Goodbye. Okay. 9 minutes, not bad.